e.l.f. just dropped an $18 skin tint, so obviously I'm here to share with you my thoughts. We're gonna put it to the test. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hello, my name is Bree. Today we're going over the brand new e.l.f. skin tint. There is also a mineral SPF in here of 50, so that could totally be why the price is a little bit more on the higher side for drugstore, because we all know e.l.f. to be that very affordable brand. I think when I first started using them, I got things for $1 to $2 to $3 and so on. I feel like just like everything else in the world, things are going up. Before I get started, I do want to say the shade range. It is supposed to be a flexible shade range with 18 shades. And I will say, I'll pop it over here in the display, it was really hard for me to find that shade. I tried to go down a little bit more than I typically would be. I picked up the shade Light Cool number 6. I am not a light cool. Maybe right now I'm not self-tanned. It's been a long week. I haven't even broke the news here, but I started school again, which I will go over all those details in another video to come. Back onto the skin tints. This is kind of my self-tan fading. Now I would say I'm more of a light medium tone, but maybe not light cool. Based on the display, I could not find like my perfect go-to shade, and the one neutral shade I wanted was sold out. So I did go with the shade Light Cool. Now, if you're a shade twin to me in any other foundation skin tint, this one might not be your shade, so that's okay. We're really focusing on formula, how it blends out, if the skin tint has any coverage, if the SPF is just SPFing and looks white on the skin. We're gonna go over all of that. I'm very excited because when e.l.f. drops a new product, I know it's good. Fingers, toes, everything crossed for this product. Halo Glow Skin Tint Mineral SPF 50. Now, if you know me, you know I love anything e.l.f. Honestly, e.l.f. is one of my favorites. For years, absolutely obsessed with the e.l.f. Halo Glow line. I really enjoy their foundations and complexion products overall. So this I kind of do have high hopes for. The light buildable coverage with a dewy finish, plus zinc oxide mineral SPF 50 sunscreen with no white cast. It says it sinks in like your favorite skincare with a barely there feel and a natural glowing complexion. All of that checks off every box for me. I love that feeling, I love that look. So let's see, e.l.f., what do you got for us? Even on the outer packaging, the shade to me just looks a little bit deeper. 18 flexible shades with 6 shade families with 3 undertones each. To me, that sounds incredible. I wish every single brand and every single launch had that like verbiage, you know, especially if you're new to makeup. Super easy to find your shade, right? I was struggling in the store. I don't know why. So just putting that out there. Again, obsessed with e.l.f. Every product I usually absolutely adore. Shake well, squeeze about 5 drops of the tint, apply using clean fingertips or a sponge. I'm gonna give a good shake. And I actually do appreciate that it is a twist off cap. This reminds me of like a typical sunscreen actually. Put a little bit in my hands. It actually is runny, so I'm going to apply it to my skin now so you can see it this way too. So I'm just gonna dot on a little bit, blending it in with my fingertips first. See, like it matches my neck just a little bit. I would like it to be a little bit warmer. Right off the bat, would definitely appreciate it to be a little bit deeper. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep on blending it with my fingers, sometimes warming up the products with your fingertips, letting it do its thing. The way it feels incredible. It feels like your skincare, and I feel like it's actually giving a lot of coverage. For it being a skin tint, that's a lot of coverage. I'm gonna go in with my brush though, and just kind of buff out the edges a little bit, blending it down to the neck. The neutral looked very warm, and the warms looked very orange. So it was like, well, where do I fall? And it's supposed to be flexible. So by the end of blending this out, it totally could end up matching. And that is why I always say trust the process, because you just really never know. It does look like it does a little bit of a white cast as I'm blending, but that is also probably just the shade that I picked up. So keep that in mind. Wish I would have picked up the shade 7 or 8. To be honest, but 7 just looked very yellow. Sometimes I can look past the shade being wrong and just looking at the formulation and how it blends and everything, but when it's too far gone, should I go back and get another shade right now and continue this video? But then I look closer and I don't think it looks terrible. I think the blend is like incredible. I actually think it looks so hydrating and so much coverage for it being a skin tint. Definitely meets up to that claim. The formulation is definitely very pretty. Like that to me is such a nice formula. I love that it's a little bit more on the runnier side. I love the fact that it's very easy to blend out, very hydrating, and looks like skin with a little bit of coverage. I love it. So when it blends out, especially on my hand, like it blends into my skin so pretty and so undetectable. I love it. Just on the actual skin and face, I feel like it's a little bit of a white cast. As it's sitting on my skin a little bit, now that it's been about 4 or 5 minutes, I feel like it's changing a little bit. Try to honestly warm it up a bit as well and use my e.l.f. Halo Glow product. I'm gonna use the Halo Glow liquid filter from e.l.f. in the shade 7 to just deepen up these areas right here. if I actually could end up saving the tone of it, it is a good product. Like, it feels good on my skin. Nothing went on patchy at all. Everything glides on so easy and perfect. See, when I blend out these other products with it, it looks so pretty. Like, that beginning process is always very scary. So if you were to wear it on its own and you don't want to have on a bunch of makeup and you don't want to wear anything else with it, you can kind of still have that appearance. So it might not work if you just want to wear it by itself. But if you're going to wear it with other products like such, I feel like it might work out. See, it's not looking half as bad once everything is slightly on and all blended out. So when I tell you it is a literal trust the process type of thing, I wasn't lying. Because why do I love this shade right now? And I was 2 seconds away from heading back to Ulta to pick up a different shade. So I would say you definitely shouldn't have to do that much work when it comes to a skin tint. I shouldn't have to manipulate it in a way, but I also feel like I didn't. It was just the bronzing up a bit on the like cream contour end of it. This is what it's looking like now. I would say I don't even feel it on my skin. I went in with just a tad of this in the perimeters and just a little bit of concealer, and I tapped on the most minimal amount of this Huda Beauty powder right underneath my eyes just so that doesn't crease up. But everywhere else I did not set, and I think it looks good. I think it feels good. It feels just like skin. I can just see a little bit of my blemishes coming through, which is totally normal and something I expected, honestly, from a skin tint. You can see a little bit of my hyperpigmentation right here, but you also can see everything being super glowy and skin-like, and it looks very healthy and radiant. It is definitely meeting up to what it claims to be in that sense. I just think the shade range is a little bit off, and I just wish it was a little bit better, but honestly, it ended up making it work. So if you can make it work, you can make it work. Okay, I absolutely love the way that this is ending up looking, and the complexion right now, yeah. It also is giving more of that buildable, more coverage than you would think for a skin tint, which I did appreciate. I do think that it is a nice product. Would I say you absolutely need this product? No. But is it a great one to try? Of course. I do love the fact that there's mineral SPF in here of 50, which is great. So you're being protected as you're wearing it. I do recommend wearing your typical sunscreen after your skincare. This is not gonna just be enough, but this is a great one for every day for the summer. It's very light. I don't feel it on my skin at all, which is incredible, of course. And I was able to make it work. So if I went back to the store right now, I 100% would be going to pick up the shade 7 or 8, and I would end up wearing it by itself. So if I'm gonna just continue wearing this, I would have to warm it up just a bit. I definitely think that they killed it. I think that they kill it all the time, every new launch, every dupe they come out with. For right now, I'm gonna wear it and see how I end up liking it. If I'm not able to hop back on camera, it'll be down below in the description, so check there for any updates or how I ended up liking it. It's gonna oxidize just a little bit, so keep that in mind. So that's all I have to say on the new skin tint. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it a little helpful, and I will see you in my next one.